Welcome to Our Community, Our Money, the Entrepreneur in You. My name is Germaine Washington, and I'm your host. For today's show, we will be speaking with Brenda Rios Brombacher, Director of Entrepreneurial Initiatives and Community Outreach, Ned Mueller, Entrepreneur in Residence at the Southeast Campus, and Kimberly Penn, Entrepreneur in Residence at the Southwest Campus. They will be sharing information on the new programs and initiatives that is going on at the HCC Southeast College. Stay tuned. This will be a great show. Brenda, welcome to the show. It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you so much. I really look forward to talking more about our initiatives today.
Well, first of all, before we get started with all the things that's going on at the Southeast Campus, can you tell our viewers about what since you're the director over there, what has Southeast Campus been doing and what are some of the changes that have been made under your leadership?
Sure. Well, I feel like we are in 2020, the year of change. A lot of people are saying the year of pivoting, but I think I'm calling it the year of change because we've seen, from COVID to social, the economic, even today, the political, right? Like we're waiting to hear the results. But our Center for Entrepreneurship at Southeast Campus has been really, really super active, really busy to ensure that we are providing the workshops, the programs, the information necessary for all of our audiences. And again, we go all the way back to elementary school, trying to make sure our students know what entrepreneurship even means, starting to think with the entrepreneurial skill sets, all the way to even the business owners in our community. So our center has been sort of just pushing the agenda even now, even more so now because of COVID and all of the closures that were happening in the business sector for safety reasons. Even us, right? We're working from home now instead of being at the campus. So it's just been great to be able to have the access and the resources provided now virtually. And we make it as accessible as possible, make it for free even, so that many can join for all of this information, looking into either creating a business or pivoting, from one career to another, all the way to even continue maintaining their business.
Wow. Okay. And you have so many initiatives. You have the Black Girls Code there, which you were talking about, the young middle school. You have the Spanish speaking only workshops there, which are amazing that you started. And you also have the event that you do with Crystal Victoria, which is with the young teenagers who have their own businesses. Can you talk a little bit about those things?
Yeah, so it's so exciting that within our center we're able to partner with a lot of the organizations in our area as well, or even global, to be able to provide that to our community. So especially with Crystal, with Target Evolution, we've had this amazing partnership even prior to COVID. But it's available for middle school and high school students who have an idea or even have a product, because some of them are like hustling and trying to market and selling to their families and friends, but don't necessarily have the structure or the knowledge to be able to market as an official business. And so they were able to be a part of the workshops that Target Evolution provides to the Teen Biz Camp. And we've developed this also at our center at Southeast for the past, I want to say a year and a half now that we provided it. Up to a point, like in the holidays last year, they were able to also offer it in retail, a brick and mortar at the mall, at the Galleria Mall. They've been expanding now that they're virtual, expanding to other cities in Texas and in California. So I know Ned, who will be the speaker coming soon, he's actually at the foundation, at the board. So he can talk a little bit more of the details on that expansion. But it's just so great, again, that we are like the #1 entrepreneurial, I want to say the capital of the nation, because I don't know if this has been shared yet, but we got the award. Our department got the award for the #1 entrepreneurial college of the year, which is pretty exciting.
Well, Brenda, I want to get to the Business Digital Academy.
Yeah.
That's a new initiative, and I would like for you to tell our viewers all about it, how it started, what it entails, how long it's going to go, what type of people can be a part of it.
Yeah, so again, this is another one of the initiatives that we found out was almost crucial for the survival of many in our community. Now that, again, their businesses had to close given the policies of our governor or our county judges. And so we worked with the Verizon Foundation, Capital One, and Morale Agency, where they put a couple of money behind to support this program. It's an 8 weeks program that we've already started. We're sort of in the middle of it now. But we accepted 40 small business owners to diminish and address the digital divide. I mean, now it's really hard if you don't have an online presence, if you don't have social media pages to engage your communities. It's really, really hard for people to find you and your business or your product, right? So to diminish the digital divide, what we decided to put together was this 8-week program. They have 8 marketing workshops that each of the business owners has to, it's mandatory that they have to come by. And then they also have 4 financial workshops as well that is provided with the Capital One. But again, this is to have a solid foundation of developing a website for their business, a professional look, the strategies that you can start engaging and leading and getting leads, that can increase more of the market reach for each of the business owners, but also for them to feel comfortable being online. It is quite a process, and it's a huge learning curve. And it's quite challenging, juggling, the changes that are happening for them in their schedules and being able to sell their products and survive. So we're just happy that those partners came to us and we're developing that. And then the cool part about this Digital Business Academy is that they get to be matched with an HEC student. So it's a win-win because the HEC students get to practice the skill sets that they've been learning in their classes, but also sort of being like a consultant almost for the business owner. And then they also are matched with mentors. And the mentors are from our local community. In fact, both Kimberly and Ned are mentors for business owners as well. We have others who are like banking, who are in the financial sector. So those are people that have the expertise that could be sort of the accountability buddy for the business owner, making sure that they are tracking with or going through the goals that they developed through the program.
So I want you to tell me what future programs do you have coming in, due to the pandemic, really quickly, how have you pivoted to now think about that?
Well, I think the first thing is we're going to be doing things online and virtual, and both Ned and Kimberly will be talking a little bit more of our really upcoming programs. But so if you're not in our network, please make sure that you are added in our distribution list, because this is the way that we are continuing communicating the events that we have even for next year. So please make sure that you apply. And then, we have our monthly newsletters and e-blasts. And so whenever partners come to us that they have a particular initiative, we send that out to our networks.
Yes, everyone needs to get on that list for that newsletter. That newsletter is really awesome. Thank you so much, Brenda, for this wonderful information about the Digital Academy. People need to know about this. When we return from our break, we will continue our conversation with Ned Mueller, who will discuss another great initiative at Southeast, the Micro US program. Additionally, I want to remind everyone to check out our Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program under the Entrepreneurial Initiatives Department, who continue to have new cohorts in 2021. The Goldman Sachs program has transitioned online. You can get all of the information on this program on our website at hccs.edu/smallbusiness. This program continues to move forward towards its goal to help 10,000 small businesses. See if you qualify. We'll be right back.
maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Houston Community College is safe, clean, and open for learning. We're sanitizing our classrooms and reducing class sizes so you can feel good when you come back. Register now at hccs.edu/college your way.
Welcome back to Our Community, Our Money, the Entrepreneur in You. I would like to welcome Ned Mueller to the show. Welcome, Ned.
It's a pleasure to be on here, Germaine. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, a lot of people don't really know what an entrepreneur in residence is or does, or, you know, all of the things that you've done with the Southeast Department and your role. Can you just tell our viewers exactly what an entrepreneur in residence does?
My primary responsibility is sort of bring the outside world in, sort of the practical side of doing business, and bring my experiences to bear. I'm the guy who's got the scar tissue to sort of prove it on there. And again, it's to sort of act as a coach and mentor when appropriate.
And as an entrepreneur in residence, you're an entrepreneur yourself, and you have a lot of experience that you bring to the table. So tell our viewers about your experience as an entrepreneur.
Currently, I'm the founder and CEO of Miller Consultants, LLC, which is operational risk management, senior leadership consultant firm, primarily in high-risk industries like aviation, aerospace, and oil and gas. I've had an extensive career, started out as a Marine fighter pilot and test pilot. I've also done program and project management in the human spaceflight vehicle programs and projects. And again, after aerospace, worked in the oil and gas industry in the upstream, both onshore and offshore.
You have a great background.
Just couldn't hold a steady job.
I love it. Now we're going to get into the Micro US program. How did it come about? What is it all about? And how can people get involved in it?
When most people think about businesses, and Houston itself serves as the headquarters for more Fortune 500 businesses than any other city in the nation and almost in the world. But most of the businesses in the United States, in fact, 99.7% of them are designated as small businesses by the Small Business Administration. And within the small businesses, which can go as high as $2 million to $10 million in revenue, the vast majority of those are even below that. And in fact, 13 million businesses in the United States in 2014 had revenues of less than $50,000 per year on there. So, and that's what we sort of focus on in this is a Micro US courses on there are the micro entrepreneurs.
How did you start this Micro US? I mean, how did it all come about to the Southeast campus?
Well, a lot of it is based on Brenda's and my and Kimberly's experience. We spend a lot of time working with small businesses. And when I say small business, I'm talking down around $150,000 in revenue and below on there. So we've already had a lot of experience with that with outreach to the community. Certainly when Harvey occurred, and now most recently with COVID-19, we've been helping a lot of those businesses sort of, how do they either develop the resilience or the ability to pivot and adjust with the ever-changing economy and the shortening business cycles that we're seeing.
Okay, so you developed, you Kimberly and Brenda came together and developed this program from scratch and brought it to the Southeast?
Well, obviously, we brought in a number of elements, and in the Micro US, we partnered with Hello Alice but a lot of it's based on other programs. I'm also happen to be a Silver Fox advisor in the Houston area on there. So we bring a lot of our various backgrounds to help these folks out and to bring it to bear, particularly in Southeast Houston.
So you have partners that you worked with to bring the Micro US program.
Yeah, Hello Alice in this particular instance. And what it's allowed us to do is actually get to a nationwide reach, and in some cases global. We've had owners from Bogota, Colombia, Puerto Rico, and virtually all 50 states.
So you've gone international, is that it?
That's one of the ways of looking at it, yes.
I love that. So a lot of people don't know what Hello Alice is. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, they're basically sort of a community based, and they do a lot of sharing. They have their own website and communities. In fact, one of the communities on Hello Alice, you can join the Micro US community, of which this is represented on their website in Hello Alice. And in fact, we administer a lot of the program through that vehicle.
Wonderful, wonderful. So if I wanted to be a part of the Micro US program at Southeast, how did you find all the businesses to work with? How would I know?
Well, through our various networks and stuff, and also if you can go to hccs.edu/small business, you can look that up, and also our Facebook page on there, and you can do that and go through that. And once you get on our distribution list, and in fact, if you go to Hello Alice and join that community with the Micro US, that's also another way to get this information. And you can get access to recordings and stuff like that. Yeah.
Multiple avenues. You can get it online, on our website, social media, through Hello Alice, and all of that. So now that you had to pivot virtually, how have you and these micro businesses been handling the virtual aspect of delivering this training?
Going virtual is both a challenge and an opportunity. For those who haven't done it before, there's a certain way you have to do things and approach it. But what it's also allowed us to do in COVID-19 is allowed those businesses and micro businesses in particular to learn how to cope and actually thrive in a virtual environment. And in fact, that's a big part of it in the Micro US. Well, actually, in the Business Digital Academy that Brenda just spoke about was how do you establish a social media presence on there? And it's probably, we don't know what the future brings post-COVID, but we're probably going to continue to function in a lot of instances as we now find ourselves functioning in the virtual world.
So you love it now, so you're going to keep going with it even after we can get back together. So how many people are involved right now do you have involved in the Micro US program? From
business owners' perspective, we have somewhere around the neighborhood of 24 attendees on there. And then again, with the video recording and stuff, there's a potential for greater outreach in that for people to come in. If they do miss a session, they can catch it on the video. Every session we have is recorded on video, and that is accessible through the Hello Alice webpage.
How long is the training?
It consists of 6 modules. We've just had our third, the first one of which is Ignite the Entrepreneur in You, and I present on that. Each session is nominally an hour and a half in length, and includes interchange with the business owners and stuff like that. They're fairly informal and conversational in nature because we think that's important. It's not sort of a dry academic presentation, but rather a practical aspect in how to do that.
Hey, Ned, it sounds like it's an amazing opportunity for all of our businesses out there who don't have the big revenue, and it sounds like a wonderful opportunity that you are providing for the community. I want to thank you so much for telling us all about Micro USA, and I look forward to hearing more about future endeavors.
Certainly. My pleasure, and thank you for having me.
Please remember that the Entrepreneurial Initiatives Department has so many areas under its department to reach students, communities, and entrepreneurs. There are opportunities and resources available for small business owners through the Corporate College. The Corporate College is in partnership with the Texas Workforce Commission, and they provide funding opportunities through Skills Development Fund and the Skills for Small Business program that can be used to train employees at no cost to your business. To access more information about the Corporate College and many other resources and information, Feel free to visit our website at hccs.edu/smallbusiness. We will be right back.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Talk to your doctor about creating a plan that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
There's no better place to knock out the basics than HCC. Whether you learn online, on campus, or both, HCC is the safe, flexible, affordable option. Register now at hccs.edu/college your way.
Welcome back, everyone. In this segment, we will continue our conversation about new programs offered at Southeast College with Kimberly Penn, entrepreneur and resident from the Southwest College, but she floats all around, and in this particular instance, she's helping with the Southeast College. So welcome, Kimberly.
Thank you for having me, Germaine.
I wanted the audience to, you're such a dynamic entrepreneur and a woman out there doing all kinds of things. Can you please tell our viewers about your background as an entrepreneur, your companies, what you're doing, and what you've been involved in?
That'd be my pleasure. Absolutely. Again, Kimberly Penn, the entrepreneur in residence, Southwest, and as you stated, I float around and help as much as possible. The skill sets that I bring to this particular role include starting the first tech company for a woman of color in the state of Texas about 27 years ago. So I'll just say I was just like 2 or 3 years old when I got that company kicked off. And so, we do a lot of work with state and federal organizations related to technical audits. And so got some risk mitigation skills that are built into that. I also bootstrapped a drone company. And so if anyone's familiar with bootstrapping, that typically means you go from 0 to 90 days into a full launch. With a limited amount of funds and a whole bunch of your time. And so I've done that successfully. And now I have a 5-year-old and counting a drone company. And so we do a lot of risk mitigation and inspections. And so that's a part of it. But I've started several companies. A couple of those companies have failed. And so that's always a great lesson to find out what worked and what didn't work. And I take all of those particular skill sets and give advice and feedback and clarity to entrepreneurs as they start their journey, or if they're at a point where they're really looking for a growth opportunity. I make myself available, as well as with the other members of the initiative and Ned and Brenda particularly, to talk about ways and growth strategies for organizations.
Wow. All I can say is wow. It's amazing background, amazing. So what initiatives have you been involved with over at the Southwest College so far as an entrepreneur in residence?
At the Southwest College, I serve at the pleasure of Dr. Madeline Barillo, who is the president of Southwest, and she's tasked me with a number of initiatives. A couple that I'd like to talk about today would be how to really take our academic setting and get all of the students, for example, and some of the faculty and staff to look at regardless if you go work for a company or if you decide to start your own company, that you're either entrepreneur or intrapreneur, and to really work from a spirit of you're the service in some form or fashion, and how to go about navigating either corporate America or, again, kicking off one of your own companies, for example. That's the beauty of community colleges. Another aspect or another program that I'm working on is to take our drone program that HCC has and is housed out of the Southwest in terms of the Center of Excellence, from a test prep over to a full-blown certificate program. And we're looking to launch next year. And it will consist of not only how to prepare for an FAA-based exam, but also some flight hours, how to repair drones, because you're guaranteed to break and crash your drone a whole bunch of times as you're learning how to be a drone operator, but also how to then take the entrepreneurial side that I can offer to, folks in this particular program, and how they can spin off and start their own drone operating company, or something to that effect to make them hopefully a very well served entrepreneur in a fast growing field, which is drone operations. We know that we'll be doing deliveries and all kinds of things in the near future.
Those are some amazing programs. Very interesting. I'd love to see the drones flying. So please tell us about the Veterans Day program that you are heading up over at the Southeast campus with Brenda and Ned.
Yes, and I would definitely say that we're kind of like co-chairing this particular event. It's, of course, Veterans Day is next week. And we're very honored. Ned and myself are both veterans of the Air Force and of the Marine Corps. And so on the 10th, we'll be having a veterans celebration panel, and we'll have, looks like 5 or 6 people that can really impact what veterans are doing. So we'll have a person such as Ned, who will talk about having retired from the Marine Corps and what his transition has been into business ownership and advisory roles, and all of the work that Ned is so fabulous at doing. We'll also have another gentleman who spent about 6 or 7 years in the Marine Corps, has transitioned out and is now doing tremendous work with a fintech company, but the company requires that he acts as an entrepreneur and kind of run a whole business unit. And so that works out really well. And then myself, I'll be happy to share my own transition out and how I, again, got some companies started. And as I always like to mention, some companies that failed. And here I am today in 2020, adjusting as everyone else is with the pivoting. Then we have a student from HCC who is going to also participate on the panel, Mr. Salazar, and he will be talking about his experience as an existing student, GI Bill, and what his goals are as he transitions and finishes up his associate's degree, and what his next steps are. So hopefully just give you a good feeling as in terms of what the military can do to help get you going in a particular direction, and then the heavy lifting that you'll need to do to be a successful entrepreneur moving forward.
For that day and that panel, and for people who want to be a part of the program or hear the program, how would they log on, or how do they be a part of the program? Is it free of charge? Can you give me a little bit of information on the details?
Yes, ma'am. It is going to be free of charge. It's virtual, as we have all discussed, and we'll stay in this virtual environment for quite a while. So we'll provide a registration link that we know that you guys can share on our behalf, so that you can be prepared to log in. It's about an hour and a half for this panel, and currently it's scheduled for, I believe, from 12 to 1:30 or 12:30 to 1:30, but we'll get the specific details to make sure that people are ready on November the 10th. And get registered, again, no charge. And we look forward to sharing our stories, but also getting some good questions so that we can answer and provide some additional feedback.
Is it on the website, the hgcs.edu/small business website as well?
Yes, it is. It is. And again, we'll get more information over to you, but you can start registering as early as right now. So we'll get that information up. In terms of shared, it is up and running. And we hope to see everyone available and participating. Support veterans. Thank you.
I love veterans, and I appreciate you so much for telling me all about this program. It sounds like an amazing opportunity for veterans and everyone who wants to hear all these wonderful things that's going on over at Southeast. So thank you to all of my guests today, Brenda, Ned, and Kimberly, for being here today. And as always, I would like to share a motivational tip. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. That's from Confucius. Thanks for watching Our Community, Our Money, the Entrepreneur in You. See you next time.